So you'll encounter people who will use almost exclusively conformity as a standard for mental health or for their ethics. And I mean, this is obviously really flawed. Most people use a combination of conformity and reason. I would very strongly suggest that you use reason as a standard. I'll explain a little bit about why. But for those that use conformity exclusively as a standard, first of all, they will sacrifice the most important relationship they have of all, and that is their relationship with reality, for the sake of conformity. And who are they conforming for? And for what reason? When they say to society, who is society exactly? And what exactly does it mean to conform? These are all questions that are never answered specifically. Sometimes they can give a broad answer, like a BS answer, but it's not a logical answer. Um, Human beings, and I've said this many times, are rational. You have to think by some process of reason. Usually, logic is a part of that. Properly identifying what's in your environment or who you are is a part of that. But for these people that uphold conformity over reasoning, um, I mean, you could argue lack a sense of self. Um, you know, put others before themselves, and that never works really well. And you could talk to anybody who does that, and usually their lives are a complete mess. But you know what? You know, for what reason would they advocate for this? It oftentimes comes down to control. Conformity is a form of control, and people who are, think differently, hopefully constructively differently. Now, there are people that obviously do have mental disturbances and they don't conform, but they're also not using reasoning as a guide either. But for those who do use reasoning as a guide and have a strong relationship with reality but refuse to conform, are usually the innovative type of people. You think of entrepreneurs like Sam Walton, for example, who thinks differently and didn't go along with what other people around him would do. He thinks differently and he has a different outcome in his life. So don't worry about these people. By and large, these are the people that you ought to avoid. Really, they're just bad news. I mean, these are people that really are just seeking to control you, because they don't value you as a human being. Like I said, I mean, as long as what you do, and I've said this many times in previous videos, as long as what you do doesn't violate the rights of other people and it makes sense for you to do, and you're not breaking the law, and you maintain your relationship with reality, most important of all, then you should do whatever you need to do. In the long run, it's not just you that benefits, other people around you will benefit as well, because they'll gain a more valuable person.